Alright, so first things first, I'm going to be reviewing Lightfall the DLC. Some of you might think that is relatively obvious given the title of the video, but what I mean by that is that I'm only going to be reviewing the DLC. Season of Defiance will get its own review, so I won't be lumping any of it or any of its content in with this review. Some of you might be asking why, since the season launched with Lightfall, and my reasoning is this. At some point, Season of Defiance will be removed from the game completely, but Lightfall will be sticking around. Simple as that. I want you to keep this in mind. I am a bit more of a hardcore player in Destiny, and this review is aimed at returning Destiny players and current Destiny players. If you're a new player to Destiny 2 coming in with Lightfall, this review is not aimed or directed for you, because a lot of the topics and details I'm going to talk about and go into in this review won't make any sense to you. Sorry. As of the recording of this video, I am almost season rank 300, and I am Guardian rank 9. I'm going to be extremely critical on this expansion. I've been playing this game since Destiny 1 beta. I've stuck around through thick and thin with this franchise, so sit down, grab a snack, and get ready for an honest review. So, is Lightfall good? I mean, its gameplay is good. Destiny has always felt satisfying to play for the most part. The new Strand subclass feels unique and powerful, allows for rapid fast gameplay that feels more, amazing to use, at least for me. The Neomuna weapons are unique and powerful and aren't reskin moon destination weapons, god damn it! Tormentors are a new enemy type that are way more powerful than the Hive Guardians and are way more scary, and in higher end content, they are a real menace. The revised inventory system is cleaner, smoother, and allows you to store your loadouts, which is a great new addition. The artifact has been redesigned in a way better than before, at least in my opinion. Guardian ranks exist, I guess. I mean, for the most part, the only reason I'm doing them is because I'm a completionist and for bragging points. Otherwise, they are completely meaningless, at least to me. Accommodations are now a thing and totally can't be cheesed to be farmed continuously, and it's been exploited to hell. Well, who didn't see that coming, honestly? Personally, I think Guardian ranks need to be rewarding in some capacity. Basically, incentive needs to be added to them, whether it's Bright Dust, Masterwork Cores, just give some reason for us to do them. Please? Maybe? I guess. The revised mod system is cleaner and more simple to use, but way less powerful and way less unique compared to the old system. So much so, I'd say that the old mod system was completely sunsetted. I even made a Reddit post about it, and most of the community agreed. In some ways, the new mod system is better. I'm mainly talking about weapon surges here. But when you boil it down, the new system is just pick up an orb, get a stat buff, or a weapon buff for a few seconds, unless you're using elemental time dilation, which you should be, and then it'll be about 20 seconds, maybe gain some ability energy, and then that's it. But all of that is just very less than what it used to be. Especially since Bungie seems focused on nerfing certain builds and weapons attached to the identity of certain classes. I don't get why they buff things just to nerf them again, but here we are. And for me, that's where all the good things for Lightfall ends. If you were looking for a TLDR or a summary, that was it. And not everything I included in that was good. That's just the best I could boil it down to. And I also left something out. What was it? Oh, yeah, the campaign. If you were to ask me to summarize the Lightfall campaign, I would tell you that everyone was expecting Infinity War. Everyone was expecting the Witness, Destiny's equivalent to Thanos, to come down, clap our cheeks, and snap half of the Destiny's universe out of existence. Instead, Bungie tried to make a buddy cop Thor Ragnarok type of movie, but instead made Thor Love and Thunder, but it's not Love and Thunder because the Witness exists, but instead of fighting Destiny's Thanos, the Witness, and losing in a meaningful way, imagine if Iron Man fucked off during Infinity War on a side quest to go kill Ronan from Guardians of the Galaxy 1, and that's the Lightfall campaign. Except your character is Iron Man fucking off to go kill Ronan, who is Callus, in that analogy. Everything doesn't make sense, but it's happening anyways. The gameplay side of the campaign is good. Strand feels great. The enemies in the Legendary campaign are hard and truly challenging. The missions themselves fall flat on their face for me, besides the final two missions. I'm not talking about the gameplay here, I'm talking about the narrative. Gameplay-wise, I particularly liked the mission where you fight alongside Keitel, but other than that, everything felt emotionless to me. The narrative doesn't make any sense going into the campaign. I don't know what the Veil is, I don't know what the Radial Mass is, and I don't care about Rohan's death, and clearly Nimbus didn't either, because the Cloud Striders are very hollow, one-dimensional characters with very minor arcs or details paired within the campaign, and have very cringy dialogue. They just feel completely out of place. I said earlier that the Strand subclasses feels great, and they do, but the process of actually obtaining them throughout the campaign itself was downright annoying. I was actually getting mad at how I was always constantly exhausted for some reason, which made moments in the campaign annoyingly bleak and boring. At least Tormentors are a genuine fight throughout the campaign. But when you're constantly put into a box due to the level design, with multiple Tormentors and enemies, it can lead to frustration, especially when you want to use Strand, which is this new movement class, but you're put into a box where you can't really move. Everything just feels counterintuitive. Callus to me felt like a waste of a villain that was, relatively defeated too easily. He was built up for years, shadowed with mystery, only to be a villain of the week and defeated in, one mission. He was just power nerfed to hell. For no reason. Which is going to lead to my next point, the plot hole. During the final mission of Lightfall, the campaign, after defeating Callus, we see the Witness possess our ghost and create a link with the Veil. Basically, we lose, I guess. I don't really know, honestly. But here's the plot hole, and this has been bothering me. If the Witness is so fucking powerful that he can possess our ghost from Earth while we are on Neptune, which is a distance of 4.62 billion kilometers away, why doesn't the Witness just possess every single ghost in existence? Why not? If the Witness can destroy 3 Guardians' ghosts and their ships and the Guardians themselves when they fly up to him, why doesn't he just possess every ghost in existence? If he has the power and the range to do so, why doesn't he get rid of them, cheese slice all the ghosts away, and then bam, Guardians are no longer a threat? Simple, easy, done. Why doesn't he just do that? Some of you might make the argument that he can only possess our individual ghosts because of the visit to the pyramid during Shadowkeep, but that argument completely falls apart when you see him in this cutscene. He just deletes these Guardians and their ghosts. If he is this powerful, why doesn't he just, delete every single, ghost in existence? He clearly has the power to do so. The Witness doesn't seem like an incompetent entity to me. But then again, what do I know? Ever since I figured this out, it has been bothering me from a narrative perspective. Is there a reason he just can't control every ghost and, eliminate them immediately? Because clearly he can, possess them from any range he wants to. Why doesn't he slice them all in half? Is there a reason? Does Bungie know? I have no idea. I honestly don't know. I have no idea how to answer this, and I have no idea, what the point is. If he can just possess ghosts, slice them in half, why are we even here? If he is that powerful, there's no reason as to why he shouldn't just wipe us out. Even if we aren't seen as a big threat to him, any minimal threat to someone like the Witness, he would have probably just immediately wiped us out. Why not? It makes his job so much easier. This has been bothering me, and I can't figure out why he just doesn't do this. Or, what's the reasoning? And I don't think Bungie knows either. I don't have much to say about Neomuna, but to me, Neomuna is a beautiful, albeit small destination when you really break it down. It has a very good public event activity, at least in my opinion. I enjoy Terminal Overload. Alongside that, it is really it. I mean, that's all it really has to offer, at least for me. The Lost Sectors are great, but I truly wish there were more of them. I miss the times where there were like 8, 7, or 6 of them, like in the EDZ or Nessus. I want more of these things to explore. The difficulty of the destination is a mixed bag for most players. We'll talk about that a bit later, but personally, I am fine with it. But I think we can all agree that the Threshers can fuck off. To me, Neomuna is, pretty tough. It has good enemies, it has secrets, and it feels very empty. I wish there were people, like actual people, not just these Cloud Arc cyber people. Just feels like a ripoff from Cyberpunk. I don't know, what we're defending. There's Nimbus, but I honestly don't feel like he's doing his job. I wish there was more in Neomuna itself, and I wish, when I use Strand, this, class designed for this destination, I could use it to climb buildings instead of hitting death walls or turnbacks. I want to explore the destination and I want to see things. I want to see, improvements that I'm making. But I think we all know that that is asking for too much with Destiny. The last part of this review is going to be the Root of Nightmares, the raid. Visually, this raid is one of the most beautiful and interesting I have ever seen. However, on the gameplay side of things, this is where my opinion just dies. The raid is fun and easy, which makes for good replayability. However, during the contest mode, it was incredibly easy. Me and my team cleared it on day 1 in under 10 hours, and we weren't even going for World's First or anything like that. We were expecting to spend the entire day in the raid, but it was over almost immediately, at least from my perspective. At least, that's how I felt about it. Keep in mind, I'm a bit more on the hardcore side of things, but I look for challenges and I didn't get that, at least for me. Other content creators have given their takes on this. I gave my 2 cents on the difficulty on Dado's video down in the comments. But my main point is this. The Neomuna Patrol should not be harder than the contest mode raid. The difficulty scaling across this expansion is completely off. I don't think they know what they're doing. Lost Sectors, Nightfalls, Patrol, Battlegrounds all felt way more difficult than the contest raid for me. I personally don't mind hard difficulty, but the way the contest mode for Root of Nightmares was shipped was extremely disappointing and lackluster to me. If you're going to ship a mechanically easy raid, the least you can do is up the difficulty of the enemies. 3 out of the 4 encounters in the raid can be summed down to 1 to 2 people run and everyone else clear ads and then wait for DPS, or until the encounter is over. The planet encounter feels like the best encounter. I mean, you're moving fucking planets, holy shit. But everything else in the raid makes me feel like I can just shut my brain off. I can't do that with King's Fall, I can't do that with Vow, I can't do it with Last Wish, but this new raid, this Root of Nightmares with the final god of pain, I can shut my brain off and complete the raid. I guess this is what we get, but I was hoping for more. To me, narratively, Lightfall is almost a complete failure with nonsensical missions, plot, and characters that feel out of place and cringeworthy when you break it down. But gameplay-wise, that is what is keeping me invested in Destiny. Strand is amazing, the game itself is fun for me, the upcoming seasonal content is fucking great if you haven't played it. It is so much fun. The weapons, your classes, the raids, the dungeons, the gameplay, everything else in Destiny is great. But the DLC, Lightfall itself, is an absolute mess. I'm giving Lightfall's narrative a 2 out of 10, and I'm giving the gameplay a 7.3 out of 10. Overall grade for Lightfall, C-. It's not completely terrible, like a lot of other people are saying, but it should have been way better than what it currently is.